Hi, I'm Lindsay Bondurant. I am the director of the Pennsylvania Ear Institute. I'm also an associate professor in the Osborne College of Audiology, and I am a pediatric audiologist.
Do you have any interesting cases you can share?
So I was seeing this 16-year-old young lady for a hearing evaluation to get new hearing aids, and she came in and I started signing with her, and she was really surprised, and she told me, I've never had an audiologist who could sign with me before. And I was like, that can't be. I was a fairly new audiologist, so I was shocked. I just kind of assumed that lots of audiologists knew sign language. And she said, no, I've never had an audiologist who could sign with me before. You're the first one. And it really just blew my mind that she was 16 years old. She'd been signing since she was a little teeny, infant toddler age. She was in a school for the deaf down in Maryland and, used sign for all of her communication, but I was the first audiologist. And so I think it meant a lot to her. It certainly meant a lot to me to know that the effort that I had put into learning that and being willing to use that with patients really was meaningful. It wasn't just an extra thing that we did. The other thing with that same patient that totally blew my mind was after I fit her with her new hearing aids. So we're always making advancements with hearing aids and the amount of power and processing and different things we can do. So this was probably 15 years ago, but I fit her with new hearing aids. They were digital hearing aids. They had a little more power than what her old hearing aids had. She came back to me for a follow-up visit after that fitting and told me, I went out in the waiting room at the end of that appointment and I could hear a baby crying. She's like, I've never heard a baby cry before. And I was like, are you kidding me? She was so excited. She'd never heard a baby cry. So it's really, I'll never forget that patient. I'm not sure, she was an adult shortly after that and found her own audiologist down in Maryland. So she wasn't a patient I saw lots and lots of times, but she stuck with me all these years as somebody who I really felt like she made a difference in my life and we connected in a very special way because of sign language, but also, I was able as an audiologist to help her have an experience that she hadn't had before, and that was really special to me. So that's one patient that I remember. Another patient that I remember very clearly is a patient that I have here at the Pennsylvania Ear Institute who came to me when he was in kindergarten. The family had newly moved to the United States, and the school reached out to me to say, we think this child is having trouble hearing, but we're not really sure. English is not their first language, so we're not sure if that's why the child is having so much trouble in school. So they came here, I did the evaluation. It was a Spanish-speaking family. Luckily, I speak Spanish, so I was able to really connect with mom, connect with the child. I did diagnose hearing loss in both ears. We fit him with hearing aids, and he has really flourished. He is in 5th grade now, 10 years old. He is now bilingual in English and Spanish. He's such a polite little gentleman. He always shakes my students' hands and says thank you at the end of the appointment. Everybody just adores him, and the whole family and the school, they've all been so involved in this child's care and also supporting the family, and they've come together in a way that I'm not sure I've ever seen in my career in terms of the teacher and the social worker, the school hearing specialist, the audiologist, the patient's family. They all come together to make sure that this kid has what he needs, that he gets to appointments, that he has functional hearing aids in school, and it really has paid off in terms of his language skills and his social skills, and he's starting to get excited about reading and things that being able to see kids and families too make that transition from we're just starting this process, we don't know what's going on, this is all really confusing, to, as they go through and they get used to things, they have access to things, like all the things that they learn, not just the child, which is amazing and I love it and it's such a fun part of my job, but also seeing that growth in the family and their confidence level growing over time. Really, it makes such a big difference to me as an audiologist, and it's always fun for my students to see what these kids are like and how successful they can be with hearing aids. So I always look forward to when that family comes, and they always give me hugs, and it's a fun time in the appointments, and it's really very rewarding.